Have you ever wondered what happened to civilizations that came before us? While it's true that many of them have left only fragments of their stories, archaeologists in the UAE might have just unearthed a game-changing piece of history. 1. The history of Tuam, hidden on Alcinia Island, are ruins that date back to the 6th century, which means that they could be what is left of the lost city of Tuam, a once thriving metropolis, now revealing its secrets of ancient pearl fishing and trade. Today, let's explore how the legendary Tuam was brought back to life. The excavation of the site is being led by the Al Quwain Department of Tourism and Archaeology in collaboration with local and international experts. The team initially discovered that the remains they had unearthed in the region could belong to the ancient city of Tuam when they saw that this settlement featured large, semi-urban tenement buildings, each about 30 square meters and tightly packed around narrow alleyways. For those of you who don't know, Tuam was a pearling village in the 4th century CE and was at its social peak in the 5th and 6th century. The buildings discovered by the archaeologists suggest that this city was densely populated and had a thriving urban environment. According to Professor Tim Power of UAE University, who is leading the research, this might just be the largest ancient settlement ever found on the Gulf Coast of the Emirates. The city is almost identical to how it is described in early Islamic geographical sources, which makes its discovery all the more fascinating. 2. The discovery of mass graves. As fascinating as it is, the discovery of Tuam's remains has also raised a lot of questions. The discovery of mass graves on Alcinia Island has helped archaeologists understand why the civilization of Tuam might have died out. These graves were discovered in the vicinity of the newly discovered settlement. Now, these mass graves show no signs of trauma or violent death. This means that the cause of these people passing away wasn't due to war, but probably due to some kind of disease. According to historical accounts, the city of Tuam also fell prey to the plague of Justinian, a devastating pandemic that struck in the 6th century AD and caused widespread mortality across the Mediterranean and Arabian regions. The mass graves reveal a direct connection between the plague and its connection to the downfall of Tuam. As archaeologists continue to work on the site, the graves can reveal more about the burial practices and the emergency responses of the community during times of crisis. 3. The trade networks of Tuam. Archaeologists also discovered palm wine jars and an abundance of fish bones, which they think could have made their way to Tuam from Iraq. This also points towards an active and diverse trading system between Tuam and other countries in the region back in the day. The findings shed light on the pre-Islamic history of the region and suggest that the people of Tuam were connected to trade networks that passed through not just Iraq, but also Iran and even India. 4. Similarities between Tuam and the lost city of Petra in Jordan. It's safe to assume that Tuam was a bustling hub of activity and trade, which is why people have found it so similar to the lost city of Petra, carved into the red cliffs of Jordan, which remained hidden from the world for centuries. However, in Petra, the tombs and temples were all preserved in rocks, which suggests that the region might not have been affected by the same plague. Petra, known for its impressive architecture and role in the spice trade, was also abandoned, largely due to shifts in trade routes and possibly earthquakes. 5. The city of Petra is a man-made wonder. Petra was founded around the 6th century BC by the Nabateans. Known as the Rose City for its stunning rock-cut architecture, Petra was a major trading hub in the ancient world. Petra's architectural wonders like Al-Khazna, the treasury, and the monastery are testaments to the Nabateans' ingenuity. These structures, carved directly into the cliffs, have stood the test of time, much like the ruins of Tuam. 6. Petra's water systems. The Nabateans were also masters of hydraulic engineering. They created an intricate system of dams and water channels that turned Petra into an oasis and transported water throughout the ancient city. These dams were crucial for preventing flash floods, which could be devastating in the region's narrow canyons. The Nabateans also constructed pipelines to transport water from distant sources to Petra for the inhabitants and their agricultural needs. Some pipelines were made from ceramic pipes, and others were carved directly into the rock. Even today, this infrastructure remains a marvel of urban design. 7. The Saudi city of Dadan is similar to Petra. Sometimes referred to as Saudi Arabs' Petra, the ancient kingdom of Dadan, also known as the Kingdom of Dadan or Dadan, was located in what is now northwestern Saudi Arabia, near the modern city of Al-Ula. It flourished from around the 6th century BCE to the 2nd century CE, around the same time as Jordan's Petra and UAE's Tuam. Through excavations, archaeologists have uncovered that Dadan was a major trading hub in the ancient Arabian Peninsula, strategically connecting it with the Mediterranean world. The kingdom's prosperity was largely due to its role as a commercial center for goods like frankincense and myrrh. Dadan's impressive archaeological remains include rock-cut tombs and inscriptions. The most notable, however, are the large tombs carved into sandstone cliffs, similar to the architectural style seen in Petra. So people believe that there must have been some kind of communication or traveling within these two ancient cities for them to be so heavily influenced by each other. Both kingdoms thrived due to their strategic locations along major trade routes. Dadan controlled the incense trade, while Petra was a key player in the caravan trade between Arabia and the Mediterranean. Their wealth and influence show in the urban development and architectural language of both cities. 8. The Ghost City of UAE. Over the years, the UAE has been home to several lost towns and ghost cities. It's interesting to wonder why this particular region has so many secrets hidden deep beneath the Earth's surface. However, one settlement in the Emirate of Sharjah named Al Madam was abandoned because of its eerie atmosphere and the many mysteries surrounding it. And this one isn't very ancient at all. Al Madam is situated about 60 kilometers southeast of Dubai and is accessible via the E44 highway. The precise origins of Al Madam are not well documented, but it is believed to have been established in the 1970s or 1980s. The settlement was part of the UAE's broader initiative to provide modern housing for its citizens. However, it was reportedly abandoned in the 1990s due to hysteria about the place being haunted. However, the location also faces extreme weather conditions, including intense heat and frequent sandstorms. This, along with the speculations that the infrastructure, particularly water and electricity supply, was inadequate to support a sustainable community in such a harsh environment, is what could have led to the town's abandonment. 9. Egypt's underwater lost city. Once a bustling port city, Thonis Heraklion was Egypt's gateway to the Mediterranean. Located near the modern city of Alexandria, it served as a critical hub for trade and cultural exchange in ancient times. Thonis Heraklion thrived during the same time Tuam was at its peak. It's very possible for these two cities to have been connected through extensive trade networks that linked Egypt to the wider Mediterranean world. However, the city's fate took a dramatic turn around the 2nd century BCE. Due to a series of natural disasters, including earthquakes and rising sea levels, Thonis Heraklion was swallowed whole by the Mediterranean Sea. For centuries, it remained hidden beneath the waves, much like Tuam, which was hidden beneath the earth. 10. The Turkish Wonder of Dar. Another ancient city that was uncovered by archaeologists was Dara in Turkey. The city was originally founded in the 6th century CE by the Byzantine Emperor Anastasius West. It was strategically situated on the frontier between the Byzantine Empire and the Sasanian Empire, making it an important military and administrative center. Dara served as a fortified city designed to defend the Byzantine Empire against Sasanian invasions. Unlike Dadan, which was a major trading hub, Dara was primarily a military and administrative center. While Dadan was significant for its trade routes, Dara's importance lay in its defensive capabilities and role as a frontier. Dara was also found to have remains of Christian churches and monasteries, which shows that the city was also a center for Christianity back in the day. Archaeological excavations have revealed a well-planned urban layout with streets, residential areas, and public buildings. The remains include parts of the city's infrastructure, such as water systems and bathhouses, and because the city was built to defend the empire, its remains feature a double wall system with an outer wall and a heavily fortified inner wall. These fortifications highlight Dara's importance as a military stronghold. 11. Hili Archaeological Park. Ruins turned to tourist attractions. Al Ain is known to be one of the UAE's oldest inhabited settlements. In modern times, the location has been turned into Hili City Archaeological Park, which contains ancient tombs and artifacts dating back to the Bronze Age. The site includes a complex of tombs, ancient irrigation systems, and the remains of a Bronze Age settlement. These tombs are circular and often built of stone, reflecting the advanced construction techniques of the time. Excavations have revealed a variety of grave goods, such as pottery, beads, and tools that give you a sneak peek into what life was like back in the day. The site is well preserved and maintained, offering visitors a chance to explore and learn about ancient life through guided tours and educational displays, with research in the area still ongoing. 12. India's Sukan city of Daka. Similar to Tuam, the submerged city of Daka is one of India's most intriguing archaeological and mythological mysteries. According to ancient texts, it is believed to be the ancient city associated with the Hindu deity Lord Krishna, who established his rule there after escaping the attacks of his enemies. Daka is mentioned in several ancient Hindu scriptures, including the Mahabharata, which is why the city's discovery has been an archaeological milestone. Daka is said to have been submerged in water after Krishna's departure from the mortal world. The site believed to be Daka is located off the coast of Gujarat, near the modern city of Daka. Underwater explorations have uncovered remains of submerged structures, including a grid-like pattern of streets and large stone blocks, suggesting the existence of a once thriving city. While the radiocarbon dating of the artifacts and structures hasn't been very clear, experts suggest that the remains can be dated back to around 1500 to 2000 BCE, which is the same time period mentioned in Holy Hindu scripture. However, the exploration and excavation of this site is still an ongoing process. 13. The Mystery of El Dorado, the Gold City. Perhaps one of the greatest hidden mysteries of the world has been the Spanish city of El Dorado, the land of gold. In the 16th century, when Spanish conquistadors were drawn to the Americas by rumors of a city of gold, it was said to be a place of unimaginable wealth, hidden somewhere deep within the uncharted territories of South America. But the mythology behind El Dorado is far more complex than just that. According to the Muisca people of what is now Colombia, a tribal chief known as the Golden Man, or El Dorado, would cover himself in gold dust and then dive into a sacred lake, emerging clean and leaving the gold behind. This ritual was interpreted by the Spanish as evidence of an entire city made of gold, and so they embarked on several journeys to try and uncover this city of gold. One of the most famous quests for El Dorado was led by Gonzalo Pizarro in the 1530s. His journey through the Amazon basin was full of challenges, from hostile indigenous groups to the unforgiving jungle environment. The expedition turned tragic, with Pizarro's men succumbing to starvation and disease. But there was no sign of this magic city. Many explorers, like Francisco Orellana and Sebastian Cabot, were drawn into its orbit, each seeking to uncover the truth, but only finding disappointment or death. Today, El Dorado has become an instantly recognizable symbol in pop culture, with explorers still waiting to unravel its mystery. 14. The hidden city of Sigiriya. Sigiriya, often referred to as the Lion's Rock, located in Sri Lanka, is one of the world's most extraordinary archaeological wonders. This ancient rock fortress, situated in the central Matal district, has eons of history left to be uncovered by archaeologists. What we do know of this ancient city is that it was constructed in the late 5th century CE by King Kassapa Run, who ruled from 477 to 495 CE. According to historical sources, Kassapa built this fortress as his royal residence after a coup against his father, King Datusena. Sigiriya served as his personal fortress, set on top of a massive granite rock, which allowed him to stay safe and take in all the views of the surrounding landscape. Sigiriya is also mentioned in various ancient texts, including the Kulavamsa, a chronicle of Sri Lankan history. Coming to the name Od the Rock, the most iconic feature of Sigiriya is the enormous lion's head that was carved into the mountain and once guarded the entrance to the fortress. Although only the paws remain, they give a glimpse of how grand the structure once was. Sigiriya is an entire city of its own. The remains show that the place hosts the ruins of a royal palace, including remnants of frescoes and complex water gardens that showcase advanced engineering and artistic skills. The rock face of Sigiriya features vibrant frescoes depicting beautiful maidens who almost look otherworldly. These paintings, although faded, are remarkable for their artistry and the skill required to create them on a vertical surface. The place also features a mirror wall that was once polished to a reflective sheen and features ancient graffiti. Visitors from centuries ago, etched their thoughts and poetry into the wall, which gives a glimpse into the things they went through back in those times. Considering all this, the actual function of Sigiria's construction remains a topic of debate. Some theories suggest it was not just a fortress, but also a religious site or a ceremonial center. The techniques used to construct Sigiriya are still not fully understood either. The logistics of transporting and placing materials, as well as the methods used to create the intricate water gardens, continue to amaze engineers and historians. Sigiriya was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1982 due to its historical, architectural, and artistic significance. Its inclusion highlights its importance as a cultural treasure. 15. Machu Picchu, the city in the clouds. Machu Picchu, often referred to as the Lost City of the Incas, is located high in the Andes Mountains of Peru, remaining undiscovered for years. From its excavation, archaeologists have found that Machu Picchu was built during the height of the Inca Empire, which flourished from the early 15th century until the Spanish conquest in the 16th century. The exact purpose of Machu Picchu is still in question. This ancient city could have been anything from the royal estate to a ceremonial center for the Inca Emperor Pachacuti. Some theories also suggest it was a religious retreat or a center for astronomical observations. The city in the sky is renowned for its sophisticated dry stone construction. The site features an intricate network of terraces, plazas, temples, and residential buildings, all meticulously integrated into the rugged mountain landscape. By the looks of it, the Incas employed advanced engineering techniques to build Machu Picchu, including terracing for agriculture, complex water management systems, and precise stone masonry that has withstood earthquakes. Sometime after the Spanish conquest in the 16th century, Machu Picchu was abandoned and fell into obscurity. It remained largely forgotten, overgrown by dense vegetation, and was unknown to the outside world for centuries. And while local populations knew about the remains of the city, it did not attract much attention till the 20th century. In 1911, American historian and explorer Hiram Bingham, sponsored by Yale University and the National Geographic Society, was the first to bring it to global attention. 16. The celestial significance of Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu's alignment with celestial events has given the world a lot of insight into the Incas' religious ceremonial practices, which might have had a lot to do with astronomy. The site's design incorporates several features that align with solar and lunar events, which highlights its civilization's understanding of celestial cycles and their importance in ceremonial and agricultural practices. The Intihuatana, often referred to as the hitching post of the sun, is a ritual stone that is believed to have been used for astronomical observations and ceremonies. The stone is situated on a raised platform and is carefully aligned with the cardinal points. During the winter solstice, the Intihuatana's shadow falls in a particular way that might have been used to mark important celestial events. That's not all, though. The Sun Temple, or Temple of the Sun, is also a distinguishing feature of this ancient city. The temple features a window that aligns with the sunrise during the summer solstice. This alignment demonstrates the importance of solar cycles in Inca culture and religious practices. 17. Ancient Amazonian civilizations unearthed. Archaeologists have uncovered evidence of an unexpected ancient civilization in the Amazon basin's lowland forests of Bolivia. Using LiDAR technology, researchers were able to see through dense vegetation and discovered massive ancient structures, including 20-meter-high pyramids, rectangular platforms, defensive banks, and extensive canals. This discovery challenges previous beliefs about the region, which was thought to have been inhabited by small tribes here and there. Archaeologist Heiko Prumas, who has long been intrigued by the Amazon's potential, began investigating large mounds in Bolivia in 1999. He initially thought that these mounds were just piles of garbage. However, when he dug deep, he found rectangular platforms, graves, and artifacts indicating a society with a complex social hierarchy. The use of LiDAR in 2019 revealed an extensive network of settlements, far larger and more sophisticated than previously believed. This breakthrough is transforming the modern understanding of Amazonian history and has revealed this to be a densely populated region with advanced agricultural practices. Atlantis. The newly discovered sites hint at a sophisticated and previously unknown culture now named the Kasarabe culture. While much of the detailed excavation work remains for future archaeologists, Prumas sees this as the culmination of a lifelong dream, marking a significant shift in our comprehension of ancient Amazonian civilizations. 18. Alien ruins of Nanmadol. Nanmadol is an ancient city on the island of Pohnpei in Micronesia that's made up of 19 square miles of complex basalt structures, including pyramids, platforms, and canals. Built over a millennium ago, it rivals the pyramids of Giza in its grandeur and scale, despite being created by a society with fewer than 30,000 people using only Stone Age technology. The history of Nanmadol is shrouded in mystery. It lacks any written records and relies on oral traditions that are often conflicting. The myths about its origins are varied. Some describe a great navigator or a group of settlers who discovered and named the island Pohnpei, while others tell of magical beings, aliens, or divine figures like the twins Olosipa and Olosopa, who supposedly helped construct the city. The site's legendary builder, Isokalekal, is a central figure in its lore. According to myth, Isokalekal rose to power after the fall of the previous rulers, the Saudalur, and transformed the island's governance. His reign is marked by dramatic tales of civil war, divine intervention, and his own self-sacrificial act. He is said to have torn off his genitalia as a display of his divine strength, underscoring his status as a godlike figure. The basalt blocks this ancient city has been constructed with are remarkably uniform in size and shape, fitting together with such precision that even a knife blade cannot fit between them. This level of craftsmanship suggests an advanced understanding of masonry and engineering. The transportation of these enormous stones still remains a mystery. Theories suggest that the ancient builders might have used logs as rollers, or possibly a system of levers and ropes, not to mention that the basalt used for Nanmadol came from quarries on nearby islands. So, the blocks were likely transported across the sea to Pohnpei by some marvel of ancient engineering that is yet to be uncovered. 19. Japan's Atlantis. Yonaguni, an island in Japan's Okinawa prefecture, is home to the Yonaguni Monument, a submerged structure that has sparked curiosity in researchers ever since it was discovered. The monument, located off the southeastern coast of Yonaguni, is often described as an underwater megalithic complex, but its origins and nature remain a mystery.
The mysterious disappearances of ships and planes are perhaps what the Bermuda Triangle is best known for. However, what's more bizarre than what hasn't been found here is what has. Almost 500 feet below the water surface in an underwater anomaly.
It was very dramatic.
The structure covers an area of approximately 5,000 square meters. It features large, flat terraces, straight lines, and right angles that resemble a series of steps, terraces, and platforms. Tons of deep divers have been able to dive down and see the mystery of Japan's Atlantis in person, but to this day no one has uncovered any answers. However, the strange monument's sandstone construction, with features such as steps and terraces, are too regular and precise to be natural. The structure is believed to be submerged.
ちょうどもう35、6年前でダイビングポイントを開拓中に偶然にも探したんですよ。見つかった時にはね、興奮しました。初めて僕が発見して、あ、これは与那国の絶対宝になるからシークレットにしようということで。
Due to rising sea levels after the last ice age, around 10,000 years ago, but the exact timeline remains unclear. There are also a bunch of local legends about the monument.
遺跡として認定されてしまうと潜れないんじゃないかっていう噂が当時あったので、いやじゃあちょっと潜れるうちに行ってみようと思って仲間のダイビングインストラクターと一緒に休みを使っていったのがきっかけですね。自然にできたものとは思えないような平らな地形があったりとかして圧倒されましたね。こんだけ平らなものとか直角な壁を見るとどうしても自然にできたものとは思えないので、これをどうやって作ったんだろうとか、昔の人は何を思ってこういうことをしたんだろうとかっていうのをこう考えさせられるような雰囲気っていう いうのはすごい神秘的ですっていうふうに考えた方が、ロマンがあっていいので、そう思いたい。
与那国は海中の景観を初めて見たのは2016年だったんですけれども、最初に見た時に陸上に似たようなですね形のものができているのを知っていたので、陸から海面の下にかけてですね同じようなものが連続して見れることに、自分はすごい感動しました。そういうものはなかなか世界中でもいろんなところにフィールドワークに行ってるんですけれども、陸から海の底まで同じものが連続して見えるような場所、自分ではあまり見たことがなかったので、それが非常に新鮮で感動的でした。与那国の海中の景観は人が作った信じられている場合もあるし、自然の力でできたと考えられている場合もあり、私の場合は自然の力でもですね形はできうると考えているんですけれども、ただ人が作ったという説もあってですね、琉球大学の名誉教授の木村正明さんという方が言ってるんですけれども、木村さんはですね特にそういう考古学的な調査を行っているわけではない。でそのようなデータもまだ出てきてないので、
including tales of an ancient civilization or mythical city lost to the sea only to be found centuries later. What other hidden tales from the past await discovery beneath the surface?